Well, hello YouTube. I got messy hair today, so I put this on for no reason. Anyways, I got a little bit going on. I shaved my pink flamingo. It almost died. I had so much moth in here, I had to pull a whole bunch out, and it came up. I had to replant it. I forget what kind of crypt that is, but this is a pink flamingo here. Pretty thick of plants in there. Been using my lights a little more lately. Bill's gone down a little bit. I got a ton of these, gosh darn, trumpet snails. I've been pulling them out of there. So remember back, I started the red. I said I'm gonna kind of keep reelies and stuff in here. See, there's a guy that don't belong. But it's mostly red. There's another one that don't belong. Of course, I see two that don't belong when I do this. I have not fed anything today, so they're just all over. There's no big swarm of them. There's a little pygmy corridora that's hanging out. I think that's a baby that was raised in there, because the rest are bigger. Unless he's old and getting smaller, I don't know. There's still a couple reelies in there, but mostly it's reds. I've been pulling them all. I've been pulling out most stuff. It just, the majority's red now. It's not perfect reds, you know, because there's other stuff in there, but I might just pull out all the bad stuff and just make my own reds. Why buy reds when I can make reds, right? But anywho, that's not really... I've unloaded a lot of stuff, including moth. I took a bunch of moth out of here. So, I've given moths and plants away and fish. I didn't record it for YouTube. I did two different things. I gave my cousin a bucket full of stuff, shrimps, and he got multicolor shrimps. And he got a bunch of fish. He got a bunch of these red platies and some guppies. I might have gave him a couple of Danios, but I don't know for sure. Oh, I got a glare. So I did all that, and then I was thinking that was the end of it. And then some guy reached out to me wanting some fish and some shrimp and stuff on Facebook. So we had a big bargain struck up. I was going to give him a whole bucket, way more than I gave my cousin, like a bucket of good stuff. So, and for $30, and he backed out of that. Oh, he wants the trade. That's okay. Ooh, that fish. There's something going on in there. I should probably just pick those and get rid of them. Anyways, so yeah, I had a deal for $30 and it didn't go through, and he wanted to trade, and I said, all right, you know. Oh, look, somehow I got two of my rasboras in there. Isn't that cool? No, three of them. I got three dwarf rasboras in there. I must have been being weird one day and threw some in or something. That's cool. Oh shoot, there's 4 of them. 5 of them. I think they bred in there. That's really cool. I didn't put no 5 of them in there. That's for sure. Try to cover this glare up. That's cool. Look at that. I got 5 dwarf rasboras in there. I didn't know way I put 5 in there. They might have got lucky in my egg hash or something, too. So, I'm down a whole bunch of these fire platies. Some of them are not looking good. I don't know what's going on with them. It's always them making troubles in there. Something. I might have to put some fungal stuff in there. But I got rid of a bunch of fish, so maybe that'll help. But yeah, it's looking pretty sad. I'm not keeping up on my water changes too well. But there's still a... Plus I got tons of baby bristlenose plecos everywhere. They're in there. They're all over. See, there's one there. Random wild colored shrimp living amongst the pines. The reminiscence of my mystery snails that the plecos killed off. I'll have to grab those out next time I clean. Pleco back there. Now it's kind of like my dump, my catch-all. That's cool. I had some rasboras in there and I didn't know I had that many. That's cool. I got rid of a ton of guppies, a ton of those red platies, quite a few plecos, but there's still millions of plecos in there. Anyway, this is my catch-all dump 40 fat boy breeder. It's not very tall. I don't know, maybe they're all the same. I don't know. This one's like real far back. That's like a arm's length easy. Bad call, Brick. So my pothos, you can shine the light a little bit back now. My pothos, I got leaves to grow. It only had one leaf. Now they're growing back. It's coming back alive. I killed the whole thing. It was full of leaves when I brought it home. I got the roots to grow in water. So yeah. Brought my pothos back. And in here, I have a mess. Alright, where are they at? There's them, super tiny. If you can see them, there's one against the wall there. See it moving around? 2, 3. Oh, there's tons of them. Look at all those guys. Those are Glodanios. There's way more than I thought I had. That's cool. There's going to be way more too. So I took a break on the rasboras. Getting too many. I got too many of those too, but anywho, there's that. Jump over here. So this is what I ended up making a deal with that guy. I said, alright, you don't have $30, that's fine. He wanted to trade me some stuff, so he traded me this fish ornament. I thought it looked really cool, but then I noticed when it got here it's hollow. And I was like, oh man, I thought it was a solid one. It's okay. This one's hollow too. Guess I needed a fake tree for no reason. Cool rock. This is probably my favorite one, even though it's not cool. I just like real stuff. And in case I wanted some more fake tree and plants. It's actually a pretty big piece compared to my hand there. Also hollow inside. Maybe I could carve a little hole in there and things could live inside it, like have an entry point. Anyway, so I traded all that stuff for this stuff. I needed to get rid of fish, so there's that. Although I did not want to get rid of blue dreams. So my blue dreams are getting pretty low, but there's still lots in there. But I got a buddy that wants me to send him some, and I just lost about 50 or 60 of them in trades. I could probably still get him 25 of them or something. I'll give him some other color too. Some of those reds, and tell him, look, there's a baby albino pleco I saved and put over here. My dwarf rasboras, and there's 2 phoenix in there, or whatever those ones are. The rest are dwarf strawberry rasboras or something like that. Strawberry, I think. And I got too many. I need to thin the colony out if I'm going to keep breeding shrimp in there. And I put 2 red coral platyfry in there, and I can't catch them out. They're just little burgers. I need to catch them and get them out of there because they're probably eating baby shrimp. This tank's getting a little bit of a ram horn snail problem. But I've been picking them out of there. I pick them out of here a lot better than I do the other one. So I can see better. There's not as much moth. Because this light kind of bothers my eyes. My nearite snail's not doing too good. Anyway, that's my Blue Dream tank and my dwarf strawberry raspberries. Jump back over to here. See, look how many darn trumpet snails. So here's some cottlebone. I broke off a little piece. It breaks real easy. So I'm going to put this in that Blue Dream tank because I seen that that nearite snail's shell's a little bad. So it's just later on I'll sink it down to the bottom somewhere. Right now it can just kind of go into the water and absorb. Cottlebone helps out. I mean, I'm sure there's way better stuff to use. But I gotta set up my gotta set my back towards the light. Gotta set my potos back up. It's kind of a mess in here. Plus I got rid of a ton of stuff, you know. For a guy with not that many tanks, I just gave him like 500 million shrimp away and 1 million fish away. This tank is just for this big beast that they won't let me get rid of. I took 3 plecos out of here because they were easier to catch. There's 2 African dwarf frogs. I took all my mystery snails out. Looks like he's been banging that around. He got it out of the corner. So right now there's this 1 little mini pleco and 2 African dwarf frogs and this big guy. He's huge. He'd fit in your hand like a big lump. I know it's cruelty to keep him in there, but they won't let me get rid of him, and he's not going in my 40, so that's his home. Until I can convince them to let me trade him off or something. He's in good health. I mean, look at him. Nothing wrong with him. He's actually in great health. But it is small, and he does bang around in there and mess stuff up. Eats all plants available. Anyways, we'll run down the hall a little bit here. That's a nasty little dog. Here's my kitchen tank. This one's doing pretty good. You got mystery snail babies in here. So all my remaining mystery snails are in here. Sorry about the glare. I have a light, but it doesn't work very good. And I need an extra plug in because everything's running. And if I want the light on, I'll have to get a 4th plug in. Yeah, I got baby mystery snails all over in here. There's the parents, big giant ones. Not too many big parents, but there's enough. A couple random fish in here. A barb. 2 different kind of barbs. There is a guppy pair in there. A male and 2 females. I'm only seeing the male at the moment. There's a couple plecos in there. I don't know. I hope they didn't die. Anywho, it's doing pretty good. I threw some plants. This is my son's old tank. It's now the kitchen tank. My He-Man cat guards the lid. keep the cats away and children, little kids that come by for my wife out of there. My little rat dog. Ooh, that door is filthy. That dog did all that to my door. That poor little dog, he's about to pass away soon. He's like day by day. He has accidents, and I got to tear out all my carpet because of him, but that's alright. It is what it is. Anyways, that's all I got for today. You take care, YouTube, and peace.